Gloria Ford, who later became Dr. Gloria Gilmer, was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. She was the daughter of a small local store owner. Her father was from Barbados, and her mother was an educator, which is where she developed a love of education. Dr. Gilmer attended an all-black high school and was able to go to college. She graduated in 1949 from Morgan State University, which is an HBCU. Upon her graduation, Dr. Ford wanted to be the first African American at the University of Maryland, but they did not want her at the time because she would have been the first Black to attend. So instead, they offered her a full ride, a full scholarship to get her master's anywhere that she wanted to in the world, and she chose the prestigious University of Pennsylvania. She did work for the government for many, many years. She did ballistics and bombing trajectories. Finding that boring after a time period, she decided to give back. So she went back into teaching, into education, and taught at about 6 over her lifetime, 6 different HBCUs. Stories have it that in one of the courses that she taught as field work, she would take her students into salons and hair barbershops and salons, and she would actually teach mathematics, the relationship between mathematics and the culture there. It's a branch of mathematics called ethnomathematics now. At her 90th birthday party, students came from all across the United States hearing that she was being celebrated, and they came and they shared like hours of stories of the impact that she had on their lives, and how important she was. And the same thing happened at her funeral, her celebration of life. It became like testimony after testimony of all the work that she did with students and the impact that she made. As far as her work is concerned, it just tells the importance of education. And like I said, we talk about that. But I believe that education is the great equalizer. It is also the great liberator. And so for our families and our relatives, we really seek to preach, teach, and model lifelong learning. As long as you're learning something, you're headed in the right direction. And so our kids and hopefully their kids will understand the importance of education, and they'll continue to pursue it. I think that having an awareness of who you are, where you come from, is important, because that in turn dictates how you operate within the communities that you are in. So if you don't have education and you don't know your history, you don't know your legacy and how beautiful it is, we come from royalty, kings and queens. If you don't have a handle on that in your heart and in your mind, and no one teaches you that, then you are relegated and you are making room and you're filling spaces that you were probably never meant to fill. And so I think that like in the community, it's really important that, it's kind of like each one teaches one, that we have a responsibility, those of us who have the education and we have the knowledge, that we have a responsibility to make sure that we pay it forward or pay it backwards, that we give education, and we do that in order to create a more stable community, a more self-preserved community, and a community that can survive on its own if we needed to. And so I think that that legacy, in part, the life that she led, the action that she, the road that she walked in action was really important.